Now we are going to discuss definite integrals in this tutorial. Definite integrals. What do you mean by definite integrals? Definite integrals gives the constant value. We discussed about the indefinite integrals that gives the variable plus the constant. So how can we find the integration of definite integrals? Definite integrals means we have some limit in integration. Like for example, if we have the integration of a to b multiply fx with respect to x, this is called the definite integral. This we have some limit of this integration. So first we have to integrate this function and put these limits. So how can you put the limits? Like if we have to integrate this function and its integration is capital Fx, and we can put the limit a to b, right? Fx plus c. Let us see, small fx is a function and its integration in indefinite form is capital Fx plus c from limit a to b, right? Now how can we simplify this one? First we have to put the upper limit in the complete function. First we have to put the upper limit, that is b, in the place of variable, and subtract it with the lower limit fa plus c. After simplification, plus c is cancelled with minus c, so remaining part can be written as fb minus fa. This is all about the definite integrals, right? This is called the definite integral. Let us see from the example. If we have to integrate a function, integration of x square minus 1, right, with respect to x, and here limit is 0 to 1. Integrals of x square minus 1 with respect to x from limit 0 to 1. So let us see how to integrate this function. If we have to integrate this function, we can write x square as x cube by 3. Why? Because you know that the integration of x to the power n is equal to x to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So the integration of x square can be written as x cube by 3 minus integration of x can be written as integration of 1 can be written as x. No need to write the constant here. Why? Because constant is cancelled with constant. No need to write the constant plus c, because if you write the plus c, that cancels with upper limit and lower limit. So just we have to integrate this indefinite integral and put the limit. We will get the answer. How can we put the limit? First we have to put the upper limit in this. We will get 1 cube by 3 minus 1, right? Minus, we can put the lower limit, that is 0 to the power 3 by 3 minus 0, right? First we have to put upper limit in the place of variables and minus sign, and then we have to put the lower limit. Now simplify, it can be written as 1 by 3 minus 1 minus 0 minus 0. It becomes 0. This complete bracket can be written as 0. Now 1 by 3 minus 1 can be written as minus 2 by 3, right? 1 by 3 minus 1 can be written as minus 2 by 3. This is the integration, definite integrals, right? You can solve the question related to algebraic function, trigonometric function, inverse trigonometric function, logarithmic function, or exponential function by indefinite method. By the method of indefinite integral, we discussed in the basic concept of indefinite integral. If you directly integrate that function, we can put the limit directly, right? If we have an integration of sine 2x with respect to x, limit 0 to pi 4. Integrals of sine 2x with respect to x and limit 0 to pi 4. So how can we integrate this function? First we need to integrate as indefinite integral and then put the limit. So you know the integration of sin x can be written as minus cos x. We need to write in bracket. We know that integration of sin x with respect to x can be written as minus cos x. So we can apply this formula here. and here the second function in 2x, so we need to differentiate this function 2x and divide it by that function. So finally it can be written as minus cos 2x divided by 2, right? Minus cos 2x by 2. This is the integration of sin 2x. Why we divide by 2? Because the derivative of the second function is 2, right? Now we have to put the limit in this, we will get the answer. So it can be written as minus 1 by 2 multiply. We can take minus 1 by 2 constant outside before substituting the value. And after that we can substitute the value in cos 2x only, because this is the only variable function. Now this can also be written as minus 1 by 2 multiply cos. First we have to put the upper limit. In this case of variable 2 multiply pi 4 can be written as pi 2 minus cos 0, right? So it is minus 1 by 2 multiply. What do you mean by cos pi by 2? It is cos 90 degree, and cos 90 degree can be written as 0. Minus, what do you mean by cos 0? Cos 0 can be written as 1. Now we need to simplify it, can be written as 1 by 2 finally. By this way we can solve the question related to trigonometric function and question related to algebraic function. If we have some exponential function or question related to integration by part, the question related to product rule, you can also solve by this method only. This is the basic concept of definite integral. Just integrate as indefinite integral and put the value, right? If we have to integrate the function like x multiply e to the power x with respect to x, limit 0 to 1. X multiply e to the power x dx. We can apply the integration by part to solve this indefinite integral. So how can we integrate this? Yeah, we can apply the integration by part. We have to consider first and the second function. According to I, let exponential function is always the last function. So we can consider this x as first function and e to the power x as the second function. So this can be written as u and this can be written as v. Now by integration by parts, we can write it as x multiply e to the power x with respect to x minus integration of derivative of x multiply integration of e to the power x with respect to x, right? And finally we have to put the limit from 0 to 1, right? Now we can integrate this. No need to put the limit here, here and here in all the three cases. Just put the limit at last one. So now we can write it as x multiply e to the power x minus. You have to integrate this function. You know the integration of e to the power x is e to the power x minus integration of derivative of x can be written as 1 and multiply integration of e to the power x and e to the power x with respect to x. And now finally we can write it as 0 to 1. So it can be written as x e to the power x minus e to the power x, because integration of e to the power x again e to the power x. Now we have to put the limit. We integrate this function. Now we have to put upper limit and now minus the lower limit. If you put x here, 1 here in the place of x, you will get 1 multiply e to the power 1 that is e minus e to the power 1 that is e, right? Minus, we can put 0 here, 0 minus e to the power 0 that is 1. So now e minus e is equal to 0 and minus minus plus 1. Answer is plus 1, right? So these are the questions related to direct and indefinite integral. Now we have to discuss the definite integrals in substitution method. If you apply substitution method in definite integral, you need to change the limit also in terms of t. Like if we have to integrate the function integration of sin x multiply cos x with respect to x and limit 0 to pi by 4. Can you simplify this integration? Yeah. First we have to apply the substitution. Either we can simplify directly by multiplying and dividing by 2, you will get sin 2x, we can integrate by this way. This is the first method. Another way, first we have to apply the substitution method in this. If you apply the substitution method, let us see. If you apply the substitution method, let sin x equal to t, then differentiate is cos x dx equal to dt. If you put sin x and t, we can change the limit from here. How? Let us see. Put x equal to 0, lower limit. T can be written as sin 0, that is 0. This is the lower limit. And t is equal to sin upper limit pi 4, and pi 4 can be written as 1 by root 2. So therefore integration I can be written as integration of what are the lower and upper limit? 0 and 1 by root 2. It can be written as 0 to 1 by root 2. Multiply sin x can be written as t and cos x dx can be written as dt. Now we change the limit and in terms of t, right? So this is very important method is substitution. If you apply the substitution method in definite integral, you must change the limit according to consideration. If you consider sin x equal to t, you can put the value of lower limit and upper limit in the place of this variable. We will get two values of t, right? So now we can integrate this function. You know the integration of t can be written as t square by 2 and lower limit 0 to upper limit 1 by root 2, right? So now we can take 1 by 2 outside, 1 by 2 the constant, and t square 0 to 1 by root 2. So 1 by 2 multiply, we can put the upper limit here. It can be written as 1 by root 2 whole square, that is 1 by 2 minus 0. Now it can be written as 1 by 4, right? 1 by 2 multiply 1 by 2, this is 1 by 4. By this way we can solve the question related to substitution method. The concept is same as indefinite integral, just we have to change the limit according to consideration, right? So we need to solve some more questions related to substitution method or basic integration, like if we have integration of 0 to pi 4 multiply sin x plus cos x divided by 9 plus 16 sin 2x with respect to x. Very simple. Now we can apply the substitution method after transformation. In indefinite integral we have only two concepts, either substitution method directly or transformation then substitution. There are only two concepts in indefinite integral. If we have to solve this integration, so let us see numerator. Numerator we have sin x plus cos x, and sin x plus cos x is the derivative of cos x minus sin x, right? Or sin x minus cos x. Sin x plus cos x is the derivative of sin x minus cos x or cos x minus sin x. So we have to transform this denominator is as terms of cos x minus sin x or sin x minus cos x. If we have the function sin x minus cos x, you know the derivative of sin x is cos x and derivative of cos x is minus sin x, it becomes plus sin x. So this is in numerator cos x plus sin x. So we need to transform the denominator as sin x minus cos x, will get the answer, right? So this integration can also be written as 0 to pi 4 sin x plus cos x divided by, it can be written as 9, we can write it as 1 plus sin 2x, then we will get this value cos x minus sin x. We can write it as 1 minus sin 2x, 1 minus sin 2x. So we can take 16 common here. If we take 16 common, it can be written as 9 by 16 plus sin 2x with respect to x. Finally, we need to write it as in terms of 1 minus sin 2x, because you know 1 minus sin 2x can be written as sin minus cos x whole square. Then after substituting value, we will get the answer. So let us see how to simplify this. 1 by 16 is the constant, 0 to pi 4 sin x plus cos x divided by 9 by 16 minus sin x or minus sin 2x with respect to x. We need to write the denominator as 1 minus sin 2x. So 0 to power 4 sin x plus cos x. Then we have to apply some transformation method to simplify this. 9 by 16 minus. In this bracket, we can add or subtract with 1. So this is 1 minus sin 2x minus 1, right? We can add or subtract with 1. It becomes 1 minus sin 2x. Now we can simplify the constant value. The remaining constant value we can simplify. It can be written as sin x plus cos x divided by 9 by 16 minus, this is minus and minus plus 1, and if we take minus plus 1 and minus of 1 minus sin 2x, right? So we can simplify this constant you can write it as 25 by 16. So let us consider 1 minus sin 2x as t, or you can also simplify this function as 0 to power 4 integration of, the numerator can be written as sin x plus cos x and denominator can be written as 25 by 16 minus, do you know about 1 minus sin 2x? This can be written as sin x minus cos x whole square with respect to x. You know the formula for 1 minus sin 2x. If we write 1 as sin square x plus cos square x, it can be written as sin square x plus cos square x minus 2 sin x cos x. That is, you know, sin x minus cos x whole square. Now we can consider this function as t. Now let us consider sin x minus cos x equal to t. On differentiating both sides, we will get cos x plus sin x dx equal to dt, right? If we differentiate this function, we will get sin x plus cos x dx equal to dt. So therefore integration I can be written as, you know, sin x plus cos x dx can be written as dt. So it can be written as 1 by 5 by 4 whole square minus t square dt. And how can we change this limit? Because now we have a function in terms of t and the limit in terms of x. So we have to change the limit in terms of t. So how can we change this limit? Let us see. First we have to put x is equal to 0, lower limit in this. Sin 0 minus cos 0 can be written as minus 1. Sin 0 is 0 and cos 0 is 1. Now if we have to put pi 4 here, so sin pi 4 is 1 by root 2 minus cos pi 4 1 by root 2. It can be written as 0. So now the lower limit is minus 1 and upper limit is 0, right? So integration of minus 1 to 0, 1 by 5 by 4 whole square minus t square. How can we integrate this function? You know the integration of standard form. So according to standard form, we apply the formula for integration of 1 by a square minus x square with respect to x. It can be written as 1 by 2a log a plus x divided by a minus x plus c. This is the integral of 1 by a square minus x square. By this formula, if we simplify this function, you will get 1 by 2a, that is 1 by 2 multiply 5 by 4 log a plus x by a minus x, can be written as 5 by 4 plus t divided by 5 by 4 minus t, right? Limit minus 1 to 0, right? 1 by 2 multiply a can be written as 5 by 4 log a plus x divided by a minus x. Now we can put the limit here because you know t as minus 1 and 0. Now we simplify it, can be written as 2 by 5 log of, if we simplify this function, we get 5 plus 4t divided by 5 minus 4t and limit from minus 1 to 0, right? So now first we have to put the upper limit 0 in the place of t, because t is the variable here. So we can write it as log of, if you put 0, it becomes 5 plus 0 by 5 minus 0, that is log 1, and minus log of if you put minus 1, it can be written as 5 minus 4, that is 1, and 5 plus 4, that is 9. 5 minus 4, that is 1 by, and it is 5 plus 4, 9, right? So now this is 2 by 5, and you know log 1 is what? 0. So it can be written as 0 minus, you know log 1 by x equal to minus log x, it can be written plus log 9. So therefore it can be written as 2 by 5 multiplied log 3 square, and you know 3 square can be written as 2 log 3, so it is 4 over 5 log 3 finally. This is the answer, 4 over 5 log 3. We need to apply some property here, you know minus log x equal to log 1 by x. We apply this property here, so log 1 by x can be written as minus log x, and now the value of log 1 is what? 0. The value of log 1 is what? 0. We can write 0 here. And log 9 can be written log 3 square, and use the formula for log m to the power n, that is n log m. So we can multiply 2 with 2 by 5, we will get log 3 only. This is the answer, right? So these are the basic form of the definite integral and basic question related to definite integral. These are the basic question related to definite integral and in indefinite form. We already discussed many forms in the indefinite integrals. So we can solve the question related to indefinite integral without property. The very important topic in definite integral, that is using the property of the definite integral. But before using the property of definite integral, we can apply the direct method to solve this. For example, if we have a question integration of pi by 2 to pi and e to the power x multiply 1 minus sin x by 1 minus cos x with respect to x, right? So we can apply the method of integration by parts in this. We already discussed this question in indefinite integral. So you know the formula for e to the power x multiply fx plus f plus x. So we need to split this one as fx plus f plus x. So we can write it as pi by 2 multiply pi by 2 to pi e to the power x multiply, you know 1 minus sin x can be written as 1 minus 2 sin x by 2 multiply cos x by 2. Why? Because we need to separate this one, and 1 minus cos x can be written as 2 sin square x by 2 with respect to x. So now it can be written as pi by 2 2 pi e to the power x multiply, you know 1 by 2 sin square x by 2 can be written as 1 by 2 cos x square x by 2, right? And minus, if we divide this term by this term, 2 and sin x by 2 cancel, it can be written as cot x by 2, right? With respect to x. Now we can integrate this function, you know integration of e to the power x multiply, we know that integration of e to the power x multiply fx plus f plus x is equal to e to the power x fx plus c, right? So by this formula, if we consider cot x by 2 as d, cot x by 2 as fx, the integration of the derivative of cot x by 2 can be written minus 1 by 2 cos x square x by 2. But if you consider minus cot x by 2 as fx, its derivative can be written plus 1 by 2 cos x square x by 2. So this function can also be written as integrals of pi by 2 to pi and e to the power x multiply half of cos x square x by 2 plus minus cot x by 2, right? Now we can consider this cot x by 2 as fx. If you consider cot x by 2 as fx minus cot x by 2 as fx and differentiate this function, you will get half cos x square x by 2. So by this formula we can write it as e to the power x multiply minus cot x by 2. And now finally we have to put the limit from pi by 2 to pi. In this we get the answer. First you have to put the pi in the place of variable and then pi by 2 and then subtract this one. So these are all about the basic definite integral. Now we have to discuss about the property of definite integral. We will discuss in the next topic and the next class. In this tutorial we discussed about the just basic concept and the substitution method of definite integral. And the property of definite integral is a very important concept that we'll discuss in the next tutorial. Thank you.